Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
So a big welcome to all our viewers out there for the Junior Africa Cup here in Windhoek, Namibia. The game that we'll be watching today is South Africa versus Namibia. Basically the two big guns from the south. I'm Trevor Cormack, I'll be the head commentator, and my colleague is...
My name is Tawana Mutapati.
Yeah, so we'll be commentating on today's game. There's quite a bit at stake here. South Africa had a really good but an easy game yesterday or last night, and Namibia had a really exciting win over Egypt. So
yeah, most definitely. I think both teams have something to play for today, with both of them getting wins in the opening day yesterday. And yeah, as Trevor said earlier, the big guns in Southern Africa. This is definitely the exhibition of the week, I must say. And it's going to be an interesting game of coffee.
yeah. So we're looking at the lineup. South Africa, the standout players last night: Jaden Brooker, number 7, Damian Knott in the midfield there. Some really good players.
Yeah, definitely. And not to forget to mention Mr. Lita Cry, who was at the Indoor World Cup in Croatia.
Yeah.
Quite a formidable player.
And then of course Coach Guy Elliott must have been quite happy with his team in their first game last night.
Yeah, most definitely. And then not forgetting the hosts themselves in Namibia, with a good lineup here with Mr. Owen Hatton getting the third goal, I believe, yesterday against Egypt.
He did. Standout player for me last night, number 10, Christian Duran. I think he was the game changer in that third to fourth chukka. In the first half, Ryland Bombosh, the goalkeeper, had an outstanding game keeping Namibia in the game.
Yeah.
And then, we can't forget Captain JP Brits, who stepped up and put 2 important short corners away.
Oh, yeah, definitely. JP Brits with 2 goals last night. I think he definitely was top.
Okay, so we're going to go into the national anthems, and then we'll join you after them. Nothing today. Okay, so there's no national anthems today. We'll go straight into the game. I think Namibia will be going out to really hold the South Africans, try keep the score down, and try get a couple of breakaways to maybe bank a win today.
Yeah, definitely. I think it means a lot to the boys today that they do walk out with the dub today and get the better of the South Africans in this game.
So both the teams are going to do their little war cry, get the emotions and the excitement up before the game. It's going to be a really exciting game. I think the first chukka yesterday has proved that both teams like to just feel each other out, and then by the second chukka, then things really get going.
Yeah, I think the tempo is definitely going to rise as the chukkas go on, for sure. Things might start off a bit calm and cool, but I think as the time goes on, things will definitely rise, and tensions will rise, the tempo will rise as well.
How do you see the coaches planning their game today?
Well, to be after the games I watched yesterday, I would say that Johan had a very good strategy from the back there. Like, he had a solid 3, and then the one holding midfielder. I think they did very, very well, I must say. And then not to discredit Mr. Guy Elliott as well. I think he did an amazing job against Zambia, and they really showcased their talent, and they did show out yesterday as well.
Absolutely. So I think yesterday Namibia played a back 3. I think today against SA you have to probably load a few more players there in defence. I think if you go back 3 against SA, you could be looking for a bit of problems.
Yeah, you could be looking for trouble indeed, because these guys are quite technical.
All right, so the game has started. Namibia had the ball. They're playing it around the back.
Yeah, South Africa starting with the full court press here, just straight into it and putting the Namibians a bit under pressure here.
Yeah, lots of pressure on the back four. Yeah. So there's the first turnover. South Africa will get the ball.
Yeah,
They'll trough it around the back. Just feel the waters a little bit. They've gone into a 3-back, pushing that extra man into the centre mid.
yeah, most definitely, and try and put as much pressure as they can on the Namibian side.
Yeah, you can see Nam are just holding back a little bit. Nice not to see them holding too far back. Still putting pressure quite high up until the SA 25. But SA will just trough the ball and wait for that opening.
Yeah, they'll look around, look at options, and then play the ball around back and forth in their 23, and then just like, yeah, hopefully try and get it through.
So there's Darren Ensign, gets the ball out to Sean Owen. Sean had an extremely good game yesterday in the back, so I hope to see that today again.
Yeah, he was quite solid at the back there, and I think, yeah, in the last few minutes of the Egypt and Namibian game, he did showcase a good defensive role.
They were quite solid yesterday.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So again, South Africa playing the ball very wide, right and left, waiting for that opening. I think this was a problem yesterday with a lot of the teams trying to go through the middle too much maybe. But there they are going into that right pocket, attacking and getting that free hit. Quick self-play into the circle, great 3D skills and forcing a short corner of the first short corner of the game.
Unfortunately, Namibia have conceded the first short corner of the game, and yeah, South Africa are definitely very lethal when it comes to short corners. So, hoping, for a good exhibition of the first short corner of the game, as South Africa just they position themselves, and the Namibians have got their helmets and their face masks on and ready.
So we have Damien Nutt injecting the ball to the two castles. Where do you think it will go first?
I think they're going to go first receiver and then straight into it.
Cool.
Just to test out the Namibian goalie, I guess. Nice and quiet from the crowd.
Okay. So the injection was low, it was saved on the line, pushed out, and then South Africa tried to put it in, but Namibia forced a turnover. So right now they're on the attack, but again, losing the ball, that double turnover doesn't help the cause, and South Africa just calmly again play and start stealing ground into the Namibian half.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one thing that the Namibians have to be wary of is their composure. They definitely should keep their cool heads and not panic on the ball and not lose the ball quite easy there in midfield, especially. Yeah.
So 16 to Namibia, they're playing it wide. We're just looking at the logs quickly, standing in second place is South Africa, just having played the first game or one game and winning it. And then Namibia now in the third spot, having played their one game and winning against Egypt.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Zimbabwe do have the top spot, drawing their first one and winning their second game against Zambia today, allowing them 4 points on the table. But that all might change after this game.
Great tackle there at the back by Matthew Lassen.
Giovanni just calmly collecting the ball and giving it on to.
Oh, these youngsters from Namibia are very composed on the ball, pleasantly surprised with their, if you take their age, how composed they are. Christian Duran now has the ball. He was outstanding in that third and fourth chukka yesterday.
No, he was.
So they'll be looking at him to break some tackles and get that ball into the circle.
Definitely get some one-on-ones with the goalie, hopefully, if they can get it past the whole South African defense.
So there's South Africa with a beautiful drop back down the midfield, but again a great stealing tackle from Darren Ensling. Namibia composing, turning it over, and they'll get a free hit just outside the SA 25.
Darren Ensling just looking at his options, and then he just plays it back to Sean.
All right, so a little mistake there again, just a turnover while you have the ball. You need to keep it for as long as possible. You give South Africa the ball, yeah, you've got to then work quite hard to get
Yeah,
it back. Yeah.
definitely, because they play a good possession game, I must say, and they're very comfortable on the ball.
So there in the sweeper roll, Dan Den Bucker gets the ball wide, it goes down the line, and then again they're looking for that entry into the circle, forcing a long corner.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how South Africa can quickly just turn defense into attack, and
Totally.
yeah, just get the ball up there. Good overhead there from Mr. Damien Lott. Fortunately, yeah, it goes in Namibia's way.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday. You know, we still think the overhead is maybe sometimes not used properly. You know, it has its benefits, but you've got to be able to use it, you know,
To your advantage.
to your advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think the players kind of forget at times the rules when engaging the overhead, then the receipts as well that often gets blown against them.
Yeah.
But I think the coaches do definitely have to just brief their players about that. And
So there's Owen Hatton now distributing the ball wide to the ball side. Namibia will attack that right flank now, and they give the ball away. South Africa able to turn it, and will now have to work it out.
yeah, a bit of a missed pass there by Darren Enslin. Switches possession into South Africa's favour. South Africa will gladly take the free hit from their 16.
Yeah. There's Dan Becker distributing the ball to the middle to their key players. Turn on the ball and force a foul.
Yeah. It's quite important that all players from both teams just remain switched on, because I think they do not want to be caught napping or sleeping in any point of the game.
Absolutely.
Because the tempo of the game can just switch in a blink of an eye. Good clearance there by Darren Enslin for Abraham Graham.
So we're right next to the coach's boxes, and if you hear the South African coach saying don't force it, and it's exactly what happened. You know, if you force the ball and the opposition turn it over, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want that, especially while you're on the attack. You know, you want to be make right good decisions. And no 50-50 balls. Just be certain, be precise in every sort of move you make.
So right now, no one really has the upper edge. Both teams just feeling the waters, trying to get those circle entries. At this stage, both teams be managing a little bit better. I think South Africa have the upper edge. They are pushing, hard into the into Namibia half. So they do have ball dominance right now, but they need to get some outcomes if they want to get a result.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think Namibia should definitely change up their tactics as well.
So there's the first circle entry. And there's the first goal of the game, South Africa.
Yeah, and we are 1-0 to South Africa.
So a little elimination on the left flank, and then an attack into the circle, and then just a nice shot at goal,
Quick replay for you here.
So ball was played towards the goal mouth, and someone was there just to tap it in. Looked like an own goal, actually, in a sense. It looks like Sean Irwin got a stick to it and tapped it in. But for the viewers out there, if the ball is played in the circle and it's touched in by another player, it is then a goal.
Yeah, I think Mr. Horn, Brett Horn gets credit for that goal. South Africa are now 1-0 up against Namibia. Circle penetration from Namibia.
A great ball through the circle, in front of the face of the goals. Unfortunately, Zach Philander wasn't able to get a touch to it.
Yeah, just need a little touch right into goal. Owen Hatton, a good ball from him there from the left-hand side.
Well, Nam aren't sitting back, after conceding a goal. They're putting the pressure on, which is good.
It's good to know that their attitude and the tempo is still there, and they're still in this game. They haven't lost any morale or any motivation.
So Dan and Sashin Padiachi are just playing the ball around. We call that baiting, where you go from middle to the left, and they're attacking our left flank. Yeah, it looks like South Africa's plan is really to attack the left flank and try and get, circle entry from that side.
Yeah, I think they want to try and keep it on their weaker side, surprisingly, because the left hand happens to be their weaker side.
It's
But
normally a weaker side.
okay, yeah, 16 for Namibia there. Good relief of pressure for them here.
So there was Ross Montgomery, got the ball with his back to the goal and did a spin. It's a little bit of an indoor technique as well, but yeah, Nam were able to turn it over and now create an attack and win the ball.
Yeah, Owen just trying to play his advantage on the 5-meter rule there, but unfortunately it wasn't his ball to play there. So it goes South Africa's way on the free hit, just shy of the halfway line.
So there you go, Dan looking for those long balls through the middle. Turned over, well turned over by Namibia. There's a run there again. Christian Duran and Zach Wieland is fighting to try get something. There's Christian Duran again. Oh, he was just unable, pulled it back and wasn't able to get a shot on goals.
Yeah, that was good technique from Christian Duran there.
So looking at the stats, South Africa have 4-1 circle penetrations. So yeah, they do have the upper hand, but when Namibia go at the goals, they go at the goals.
Yeah, most definitely. And we saw that just a few seconds ago. But they failed to convert, unfortunately, as Christian Duran couldn't get that last touch there to make it.
But again, Christian Duran, who we believe was the player of the match yesterday against Egypt, he's really eliminating, skills are really of high quality. And, from there, he's able to get us some outcomes,
Yeah, I must say, he does definitely have good hands there on the ball, and he's not shy to show off his skill there, especially if you're like right in front of the keeper. Usually,
yeah,
it's supposed to be back to basics, but I think he's quite confident on the ball, which is good to see for a forward.
So JP's got the ball now. He'll play it wide. They'll stretch the SA defence. You can see Nam are in a 4-back, trying to stretch that trough, give them some extra options.
Oh, good spin there. Fortunately, interception.
Yeah.
And yeah, South Africa will try and make it another circle penetration. And
so this is where South Africa were very good last night in their game. Those little 1-2 passes, attacking the circle and creating something in the circle. Today the connections aren't there right now.
Yeah, no, they were very lethal there with the 1-2 because they've got good control, I must say. Their players are good stick and ball control, and they're not shy to show it off there, especially amongst themselves.
Yeah. So Owen Hatton attacking that left pocket, but Dan Bucker, holding his own, making the tackle. And once again, South Africa showing that they're composed. There's no hurry right now. First chucker, 3.5 minutes to go. Just keep the ball, even though, they're only 1-0 up. And that's a sign of a really good team.
That is true, yeah, because they're not worried at all. They don't seem phased at all by the Namibian press, because Namibian aren't pressing quite high at the moment. But
Giovanni with a great overhead into that corner.
And then Zach Philander receives it nice into the corner there. Oh, just miscontrols it there in the corner, and South Africa will take it from the line here.
Giovanni showed some nice hints of skill for his age last night during the game.
Yeah, most definitely. I think he did beat like 4 or 5 players from the back there, and 4 Egyptian players. And I think his father was there watching in the stands. He must have been very impressed.
Very proud. There again, Sean, great tackle to turn and win the ball over. And there's Giovanni now on the ball, opting not to take on the South African, but at least Nam keep the ball.
Yeah, now some possession lost there by Namibia, but South Africa will start it there from the line in their 25.
So a great overhead from Dan Bucket to the left flank there.
Yeah, received well by Tabang Jail.
the SA looking for the shorty, and yeah, along the baseline. And that's all you need to do. You know, when you're in the circle, you need to get a short corner.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's quite a good strategy just to play it onto the foot of the opposing player and get a short corner, and increase your chances of scoring, because baseline can be deemed hard to score from.
Yeah, and with an arsenal like theirs, you know, a short corner take, a drag flickers, and South Africa must be backing themselves and putting this one in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely so.
I think it will go to Brooker this time, Jaden. I think he's the guy that you got to back to put this one away.
Yeah, he looks ready for it, but let's not write out Lita Cry looks also. Oh,
there you go.
Indeed, it did
Good
go
call.
to Brooker, and
Yeah.
converted it.
Yeah.
Just less than 2 minutes left to play in the first chukka, and
Yeah.
as it stands, South Africa 2, Namibia 0.
So I don't want to sound arrogant, but I did call it.
Yeah, you did. You did mention. So
no, he just looked ready for it, and I think last night he was on song. Maybe they just wanted to, yeah. But there's the replay, and straight into that bottom left corner.
yeah.
He's really solid, and he's really a good player.
It's interesting to see that South Africa keeping it quite simple and straightforward with their short corners. They're not really trying to complicate things. Just first receiver, first castle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some teams overplay a short corner and then wonder why they don't get it in the back of the net, you know?
Yeah, I think we saw it earlier with the Egypt and Kenya match, where they had too many touches, I would say, on their short corner, and they only converted 1 out of the 6 that they had.
Yeah. So turnover for South Africa once again, and just look at the patience, you know, of and the quality of the SA players. You know, they know they've got 2 goals in the first chukka. There's still no need for them to up the tempo and do anything silly. Stick to the winning game plan.
Definitely. I mean, South Africa definitely in the driver's seat here. They're gonna play it as slow and as calm as they can, as they want as well. And with less than a minute left to play this in 30 seconds. They can gladly go into the first chukka break and have a little team talk.
So there's SA running down the baseline, a little pass back, and then once again those connections aren't happening, but a good turnover still in the circle area. A little pop gets a free hit just outside, and that's the end of the first chukka. So in the first chukka, 2-0 to South Africa. Again, a real sullen game, you know, both teams again feeling each other out, but South Africa getting the upper edge. So what do you think the team talks would be like?
Oh, well, I'm sure Namibia are gonna change some things a bit, especially at the back, because I think they panicked a bit. The defenders there at the back, they lost possession a few times, and a couple turnovers for them. But South Africa, I think they don't have much to change, I would say. So yeah, they're just trying to keep to that strategy, the short corner strategy, as you can see from this replay.
So there are the highlights. The first short corner was well defended by Anam. Yeah, and managed to get a free hit out of it. So Damian Knott didn't think so, but definitely was off the line. And then there's the little pass inside, and Sean Irwin getting a touch. And yeah, you don't get many own goals in hockey, but that is what you would call an own goal. Because it was touched in going away from the circle, but because it wasn't high or lifted or dangerous, it's in the circle, it's a goal.
Yeah, counts definitely. Brett Horn will take credit for that. And
So this was the chance. Namibia created great ball from Owen Hatting, and Zach Philander just unlucky not to get on the end of that ball. So.
Just needed a touch, but fortunately Zach didn't get that, and he would be hoping to change that in the next chukka. And as we're about to start again now, second chukka is about to begin.
So to all the viewers out there, welcome to the Junior Africa Cup. You're watching Namibia, the home team, play South Africa, the current favourites, and I think number 1 ranked in Africa. And it's 2-0 as we're about to start the second quarter. Ludi van Rooyen, also one of our up-and-coming youngsters, starts the game, and Namibia throw it around. So I expect to see SA upping the tempo a bit, T.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, now they've gauged how Namibia play, how they set up and everything, so...
Yeah, and there it goes. You can see all of them. They're running to eliminate. There's the little pass inside, looking for a shorty. Unfortunately, didn't get it. And there's a little bit of a duel on the flank. SA get it, and again, they straight into the self-play. There's off the baseline, and there's a... Oh, I thought that was a great tackle by Giovanni.
So
Umpire sees differently. I don't know about UT. In my whole career, I never saw umpire change their decision.
Neither have I. You know, if the umpire blows, then whatever he blows for stands. You know, no one's going to change his mind.
There you go. Now that's really good umpiring. Huh? The umpire on the other side called it. You know, probably chatted over the comms to the umpire, and they overturned and said it was a foul in favour of Namibia.
Well, I mean, yeah, good riddance for Namibia. I'm sure they are now breathing a bit lighter now, knowing that the decision was overruled in their favour.
Yeah, but you don't want a goal to be scored because of a
bad call.
A bad call. Yeah, so well done umpires.
No, good stuff from them.
So there's Jaden Brooker once again, just playing the ball lightly down there. You know, going through with the play, playing the 1-2s. They're in the Namibian 25. And they're going to just recycle the ball around the back. It's something I didn't see a lot of teams doing yesterday. And again, it shows the quality of South Africa.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at such a young age, you know, they already know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Execution matters the most. No matter at what level of the game, you know, as long as you can think this way and execute it. Good stuff to watch. Some misbehaving going on here on the field. The umpire is just setting them straight.
Yes, calling the two players in. And I'm glad not giving a card, you know, because it's not nice to see a card. It does give the opposition an unfair advantage. Just having a chat to the two players, and the play goes on. Great overhead by Danden back into the circle, but once again, in a crowded area, you're probably not going to get an outcome from that. You know, it will play in favour of the defenders.
For sure, because it is. I mean, an overhead is dangerous, and can't really be sending those in crowded areas.
No, not at all.
And as it stands, it is South Africa 2 and Namibia 0. This is the second chunk of the game, and yeah.
Once again, South Africa running and attacking down the flanks, just trying to get the ball into the circle, creating a little bit of chaos there. But Namibia once again turn it over and get it out wide.
Yeah, and a good clearance there from Giovanni Hondura just allows Namibia to reset and restructure. And
so not only does Giovanni have these quick hands and skill, he's defending like a boss today.
Definitely, definitely an all-rounder, I must say. If he can defend as well and show off his skill, then Namibian hockey has a good future, and the future of Namibian hockey is in good hands. Giovanni just panicking there a bit, the missed pass.
So the Namibians coming in and quite a bad tackle from behind, but not bad enough to get a card. So South Africa turn over, make a few substitutions, and off they go once again, recycling that ball around the back.
Yeah, and quite cool and quite calm as they do it. You know, not phase, no problem for them at all.
So there you go, South Africa once again just getting that ball into the circle, and Namibia crowding the circle. So you know, unfortunately, when you do that, you have to be quite clinical. Otherwise, you give away a short corner like they have now. So.
Yeah, I think it's quite essential that the defenders there at the back communicate with the rest of the players while defending, that they don't just end up getting in each other's way and you know, causing obstructions, because you don't want that, especially on a defensive.
So I think this is their third short corner. Jaden Brooker scored the second one. I think they'll stick with him and back him to have another go.
I think so too. I mean, it worked the second time out, so I don't think there's no need to change it.
There's the injection.
Okay, they changed it to the second castle this time, but
Yeah.
the Namibians were quick out.
Yeah.
Early break, I guess.
Stayed with Jaden, but he peeled around into the second castle. But the Namibians were right on top of him when he went to execute.
Yeah, quick on the mark. Good break from the Namibians as well. I would like to believe that was a bit of a short corner gone wrong for them there. They did not plan to do all those.
Definitely, yeah. But they made up for it, got into the circle, didn't panic, and then put a ball across the mouth of the goals.
Yeah, so another shot on goal registered for them. Unfortunately, Namibia a bit shy in that department, but hopefully they can attack. Namibia attacking down the left side.
So there's Matthew running down, protecting the ball. He's got 3 South Africans around him. He just needs to keep it and work it out of there. A nice 3D skill. He's still going, and he gets the blow just outside the circle. Really, really good hockey down the line there.
Good job there by number 13, Matthew Lassen, to just run it down that left channel.
So Nam got a free hit. They did a self-play, and now it's been turned over by South Africa. They're attacking the right flank. The numbers are in favor of SA right now. But JP Brits trying to clean up. And again, Sean Irwin comes to the rescue, manages to make a clean tackle, and goes in favor of Namibia.
No, good job by him. You know, he was disciplined there, didn't concede a foul or anything. Clean tackle.
Very clean.
Giovanni Andura on the ball there. Just goes through the channel there.
Yeah, so that's what we saw him do yesterday, and that's really good hockey for a player of his age.
Yeah.
There's another young player, Zach, trying to attack, going away from the circle. You know, I always say that when you're in that 25, you need to go towards the goal box. You know, go. I think too many players and teams attack away from the goals in that crucial area, and you get nothing out of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's I think the perception that some players have is that they want to try and stretch the defense and try and get that one forward alone there with the goalie. But
so I think possession-wise, Namibia are still in the game. You know, they're not out of it. I think it's just territory. Territories playing in favour of SA. They're getting more sort of making more ground on the Namibian territory than what Namibia is. But every now and then we see this Namibia attack get into the third and fourth quarter. They just need now to get an outcome.
Yeah, it seems Zach Philander, nerves are getting the best of Mr. Zach Philander.
Miscommunication there. He's given the ball away, and there's quite a. So it was a hard tackle by Giovanni, but there was obstruction by the South African player. And that's what I say, possession, 73% in favour of South Africa, 27 to Namibia. So yeah, South Africa really, really owning this game, keeping the ball. And yeah, they've got the 2-goal advantage as well.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think South Africa are quite quick. As soon as they turn over the ball, I think they're quite switched on to try and win it back as quick and as efficient as possible, which is good to see, you know. But I think for Namibia, they just need to be more. Oh, good clearance off the line there.
Another great clearance. South Africa doing everything possible to try put the ball in the back of the net, but the courage of the Namibians to just dive at that ball and keep it out, once again, it paid off.
Yeah, bodies on the line there. It's very impressive stuff there by Namibia.
So although they've given a penalty corner away, you know, they've saved a goal, and they'll now have to stop the PC.
As you can see, replay there.
The 3D hockey of Ross Montgomery, and then just not able to finish. And then, yeah, the Namibians just putting body on the line. So we're going to have the injection to the PC. They're struggling a little bit now, put a very good one earlier on, but, you know, they're going to want to bank this one now, too.
Yeah, no, I think they should now, because the other one didn't work so well. So first receiver shot there, saved by Rylan Bombosh.
And that's what he did last night against Egypt. You know, he keeps Namibia in the game.
He does, yeah. He's quite good. He covers the goal very well. He does his job there in goal. And
what I like
stuff.
is he's staying just off of his line. You know, there's a lot of goalies that come too far out, and you allow the deflection. And I think he's giving himself a couple of yards to be able to see the ball better, and he's really playing well.
Yeah, it's good to see that. And another short corner, I believe, for South Africa. As it stands, Namibia haven't got any short corners yet. They've all just been in favor of South Africa in the first half. But yeah, we've got 7 minutes left to play in this second quarter. Hopefully Namibia can change things around a bit. And
so I see Brett Horn will be injecting now, you know, to the double castle. We'll have to see who's going to attempt to put this in the back of the net.
Yeah, there's
Jaden's still there.
First receiver, I think he's ready for that.
But we have Ross Montgomery as well. Jaden goes for it.
Another goal by none other than South Africa's number 7, Mr. Jaden Bricker.
Yeah.
What a flicker from him there.
I think when the push, you know, I think people don't realize, and for the viewers out there, that you can have the best drag flicker in the world, but if the injection and the stop aren't, you know, of world class, you can get nothing out of it. And Brett really pushed it out well. Great stop, and it gave Jaden a little bit more time on the ball.
Yeah, most definitely, and it was a good short corner in the end. They walk away with a goal, make it South Africa 3 and Namibia 0.
So South Africa out of the 2-0 trap right now. They've now got that, at least that, you know, 3-goal buffer. But they will be really happy now where they're sitting, and I think they'll start applying a lot more pressure on the Namibian boys now. There's a great overhead into the pocket. It's clear just outside the circle, brought down. Namibia have to stay 5, and now they have to press, and they're just recycling the ball. And again, this is really intelligent hockey, you know. They're just taking their time and making sure that there's a bit more space for them to attack that circle.
Yeah, I know.
And there it is. It played to baseline, played across the goal mouth, and then a quick free hit, and they attack the circle. They don't hold back.
Yeah, another short corner for South Africa here. Yeah, quick discussion here from South Africa as Namibia just put on their face masks.
So there was, again, a great save by Ryland, but unfortunately a lifted ball which gave SA the short corner. So we got Brett pushing out again. We have Jaden on the Brook on the top of the D. I think they'll go probably to Ross this time.
You think we're going to change it up this time?
I think so. No, they're sticking with Jaden.
And that's a hat trick for Jaden for number 7.
3 clinical short corners, and that's what you need from a world-class drag flicker.
Most definitely. I mean, yeah, he's made them 3 out of 3 now, and yeah.
So again, T, good coaching, you know, to stay and call the guy that's on form, you know, to keep dragging until whenever, you know. That's, for me, I think a lot of coaches and captains or players change their short corners too quickly, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, why change it, you know?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
There we go, yeah.
There again, I think that's Maddie Lassen.
613.
Oh, it's James de Jager, yeah. So James is from Swakopmund, you know. Most of our players are based in Windhoek. But then you get these, you know, starlets that are sitting outside of the central area, like James. He's actually an inline hockey player. He's played inline for Namibia, and he loves his hockey. He plays school hockey, and that's where, you know, he was spotted, and he plays indoor hockey as well. Very skillful young guy, and you could see that, you know, not scared to take the opposition on.
That's good. Good double whammy for him. He's an inline hockey player and an outfield hockey player. It's a good track record, or a good CV for him there.
So again, South Africa, you know, they 3-0 up, but they're not changing. You know, they're not trying to fix something that's not broken. You know,
Yeah.
the three at the back are troughing the ball. They're playing it wide, running down, and then
Oh, I guess the umpire
yeah,
thinks he wasn't five there
sure.
when he engaged.
Yeah, they again SA attacked the baseline, and the Namibian was yeah, was said to be not 5 yards. So South Africa get another short corner.
Well, I guess Namibia by now they should know what's going to happen on this execution, so they can try and hopefully suffocate Jaden there and
Yeah.
try and stop him from getting his fourth goal of the game.
Yeah, you know, he scored 2 goals in the bottom left corner. The third goal he went right. So this guy's got, yeah, he's got everything in his favour. There's the injection. Again, there it goes.
Oh,
Bottom left.
4 out of 4 from number 7,
Yeah.
Jaden Brooks.
Now again, you know, Namibia should have picked that up. I mean, that's his corner, you
Yeah.
know. And out of the 4 goals he's scored now, he's gone bottom left, you know. 3 of them. So
3 of them, yeah. 3 bottom left, and then the other one just went right. And
yeah.
100% track record for him there now on short corners.
All right, so for our viewers out there at the Junior Africa Cup, South Africa versus Namibia. South Africa are ranked number 1. They are the favourites in this tournament. And as we near the end of the second chukka, they've got a 5-goal lead. And they're not stressing. They're just playing really good hockey. And the back three are controlling the play for the builder.
Yeah, definitely. They're controlling things there. They're not allowing the piss to phase them at all. Like Owen is there pushing kilometers there, but unfortunately not getting the ball because
So there again, Matty Lusson taking them on down the base, sideline. He's staying in there. Jaden Brooker, a classy player, is trying to make the tackle, but yeah, Matty Lusson holding his own down that line.
he did very well down there. I mean, now they've got a long corner. Hopefully they can get a circle penetration and a short corner before the end of the chukka, hopefully. With Sean Iron down to the right side.
A great
Darren
bypass here, giving his flank a little bit more space and time on the ball. And then Darren Ensling running at the defense and yeah, trying to do a circle entry.
Fortunately, just loses control of it and allowing South Africa to take the 16.
So I see Matthew de Oliveira's now come on onto the left side.
In goal for South Africa, we've got Mr. Jean-Luca, and he hasn't been tested much in this first half.
No, not at all.
He's had quite an easy game for him, I guess. The South Africa's opening game yesterday against Zambia was quite interesting. Zambia did surprisingly get 3 goals, even though it was quite the massacre, with the game ending 12-3 in favor of South Africa.
So it looks like one of the South Africans got a card, and so they'll be 1 man short for a few minutes. Namibia need to take advantage of this and attack that third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, with the extra man advantage, I think they can definitely change things around a bit and hopefully get some shots on goal and a goal. One would hope so, yeah. I think it is looking very good so far. They've got a possession. They're keeping the ball well.
But they need to take advantage of the man down. You know, they've got to get that ball into the third, into that fourth quarter, take advantage of the man down, and then try get an outcome out of it.
Yeah, they should definitely do that because at this point, it's only a few minutes that they have with the extra man.
So Lita Cry has the ball now, taking on the Namibians, the 1-2s. The left flank is really compacted, so they opt to switch the ball to the right. Jaden Brooker once again down the right flank now, looking for an outlet. and unfortunately turned over by Namibia. So Vivi Mbata, he's got the green card, so he'll be off for a few minutes. Namibia need to take advantage. We've got James now attacking that circle, unfortunately going out the back line. So you can see South Africa now not rushing to take their 16 because they've got a man down. They'll buy a bit of time and they'll hold on to the ball until they get the numbers back on track.
Yeah, I mean, with about 10 seconds left to play in this this quarter, I think they're not in any rush to do anything.
All right, so we that's the end of the first half. South Africa have the edge 5-0 over Namibia. It has been a game of one side at this stage, and yeah, South Africa really playing impressive but composed hockey, you know, to be able to go ahead and hold the first half in their favour.
Yeah, they've displayed some very good hockey, South Africa, I must say. I mean, that man, Jaden Brooker, with 4 goals in the first half, 4 of them coming from short corners, I think some impressive stuff from him.
Yeah, and South Africa been unlucky. They've had a lot of ball going across the mouth of the Namibian goals and not able to put it in the back of the net. But they've been working those, you know, the short corners, and it's paid off.
It has, very much so. I mean, 4 out of the 5 goals they've scored have come from short corners, so
Yeah.
they're happy, I'm sure.
And there's the man, Jaden Brooker, putting it, you know, even though Ryland got a touch to it, you know, the strength and power behind that drag is just too good for the best.
Yeah, I think hopefully in the second half, Mr. Ryland Bombosh will know that if they do get more short corners conceded against them, he will know that it's probably going to come to the left.
Yeah.
And he can talk to his boys and try and like cover up both sides and not concede any more short corners. Short corner goals, that is.
So there's another one, yeah, Jaden putting it bottom right, so that seems to be his favourite spot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, looking at the stats, you can see the possession is playing in favour of South Africa, 75-25. When you have that type of possession, you need to create or get something out of it. They've had 13 circle penetrations, yeah, 10 shots on goal, but 9 penalty corners, of which they've put 5 goals away, and I think 4 of those were from the PCs. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the one thing Namibia have done very well is discipline. I mean, at least they've got no green cards, no yellow cards this first half. But yeah, I think there's some 3 circle penetrations. Unfortunately, no shots on goal. But they can hopefully change that now in the second half of the game and get some goals back. And
yeah, it's been a clean game as well. Umpires have controlled the play. We've had one, you know, light card. It was just a little bit of physicality, and that's it. Other than that, it's been a really, you know, well played, good sportsmanship game.
yeah, definitely. And as you can see on the screen now, these are the games that were played earlier in the day and the games that are coming later in the day. So first and foremost, we play South Africa took on Zambia. South Africa with a comfortable 19-0 win.
Yeah, I watched that game. They were just clinical today against Zambia, and yeah, to score 19 goals, it was like 4 goals a chucker, you know. Then, of course, the men, a very exciting game, went down to the wire, 7 seconds to go, and Zimbabwe got the winner to win 2-1.
That was very impressive, I must say, because Zambia were favourites to win that game, I must say. They scored first, and then Zimbabwe just turned it around, you know, as you said, last 7 seconds, and then they got the win.
Last 7 seconds, yeah. And then, yeah, Kenya-Egypt, what an exciting game, eh? You commentated on that one?
Yeah, I did. I was there. I watched that game, and I think up until 5 minutes left in the game, Kenya were up 4-2, eh? So there were 2 goals up, and then they kind of lost their cool, and then they conceded 2 goals, and then it ended 4-4.
Do you think it was a coaching error? Maybe
No.
at 4-2, you should maybe, huh?
No, I think because the Kenyan captain actually got a green card
Okay.
just in those last 5 minutes, and then he had to get out. So they had Egypt had the extra man advantage, and they capitalized on that.
Okay.
And
All right, so the game that we're watching, Namibia, South Africa are leading 5-0 at half-time. After this will be another humdinger of a game, Namibia versus Zimbabwe. Namibia taking their first win yesterday, and so too Zimbabwe. So this is a game to play for at 5 o'clock. The Namibian ladies and Zimbabwe either or need to win to try and, try fix that second spot.
Yeah, and edge themselves over South Africa, I would say, because now I think the hosts have a lot to play for.
Yeah.
They did get a win yesterday against.
And then Kenya, Uganda at 7 o'clock. The ladies, Uganda will be playing their first game of the tournament.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had to forfeit their first game against South Africa because they had a bit of delays with their transport and didn't get here in time.
All right, so to the viewers, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll chat to you after the break.
We are double the trouble and double the speed. Join us, your hosts, as we take you on the ultimate ride through the world of high-performance cars. From the latest models to classic machines, and from racing cars to the muddy gravel of Namibia. This is Twin Turbo, coming soon to NBC TV.
All right, so welcome back to our viewers to the Junior Africa Cup, Namibia versus South Africa. The halftime score is South Africa ahead by 5 goals to 0. Possession has played in favor of the South African team, but Namibia trying to hang in there and get something out of it. T, your thoughts on the game so far?
It's been a good display from South Africa in the first half, I must say. I mean, 5 goals and 4 of them by Jaden Brooker from the short corner. That was very impressive, I must say. And yeah, I'm hoping for a bit more action from the Namibian side, I must say, in this half. And yeah, hopefully they can get some goals back. And
yeah, I was a bit concerned yesterday talking to some of the players and that about, I mean, they had a great win yesterday, which I think they were surprised about, but happy to get. And then I asked them, well, now would you be able to take SA on? And the thought was, no, well, we don't really need to win this game, which I don't agree with. Every game you want to go out and play your best and to get your score. So I just hope that the trainer thought is to try and get a result from here and salvage a bit of pride. 5-0 in any game of hockey is still a big lead, but it can be reeled back quite quickly.
yeah, definitely. I mean, from the home side as well, I think they can't really take this because they're hosting this tournament. I think the whole crowd that's here watching this, they're all here backing Namibia, so they've got a lot to play for, not just second place, but for their pride as well, as they're here on home soil.
Yeah, South Africa again, once again tacking down. I don't think the South African coach would have changed his tactics. You know, everything's working. They've scored 5 goals, so I think they'll stick to the game plan. Maybe pick the tempo up if they want to get, you know, something out of something more out of it. But right now it looks like they've started in the same way that they've ran the first half.
Yeah, it's a bit weird to see. I would have hoped that things would have changed a bit from the Namibian side, but I think
There's Owen Hatton putting pressure on the backs, nearly turning the ball over, but now the South Africans find the space and start attacking down that left flank once again. That seemed to be their key area in the first half.
yeah, South Africa did take advantage of that left-hand side.
So there's a circle entry by South Africa and maybe a little bit of an aggressive tackle by the Namibian Sean Irwin to give away a short corner. They're having a chat to the umpire, but he's going to stand his ground. And South Africa step up for once again another shorty.
Yeah, and there's the man himself again, Jaden Bricker, as he stands at the
So
top
there
of the
it is, a
circle.
quick free hit. Giovanni stays out the tackle, but I think there's the backstick tackle by Sean Irwin, you know, missing the ball, which then gives away and concedes a short corner in favour of SA.
Yeah, they've had a goalie sub as well. Mr.
Liam Brace.
Liam Brace is now
Lyle
in
Brace,
goal.
sorry, Lyle Brace.
Oh, yeah, Lyle Brace. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, let's see what he can do. There's the injection. Brooker goes again, board height, left pocket, and unfortunately Lyle Brace, who's come on, as you know, was unable to get to it and has conceded his first goal, and that puts SA now with a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, a bit sad. I think he did dive in the right direction, but he didn't get there in time to make it to save that ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, watching the slow-mo, you'll see he actually, you're right, he gets across, he just can't get his glove to it.
Yeah, no.
And it was such a, it's such a difficult height for a goalkeeper, huh?
It
You know,
is, yeah.
just above the knee and below the glove, and it's just a classy short corner.
It's like you kind of think for the goalkeeper, like, do I use my stick or do I use my body to block it kind of thing, and then...
So Namibia aren't holding back. They've conceded another goal, but they're now straight into the attack. They're in the last quarter into South Africa's half. They get it. There's a chance. It's really, really compact in there, and they get a short corner out of that. So well done, Namibia. Their first opportunity at the short corner.
Yeah, the crowd loves to see that. I mean, it took only one half for them to get their first short corner, but hopefully they can execute this and then get some goals on the scoreboard there.
So I have no doubt that JP Brits will step up. Last night he put 2 winning goals away late in the game. I have no doubt he'll be the guy to back in this short corner.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I mean, after 2 goals yesterday, I think he'll be favourite to take this one today.
So this will be the first test for goalkeeper Dylan, South African goalie.
Yeah.
So let's see what he can do. Sean Irwin to inject. All right, so against all odds, they went again for a variation. JP dummied a pass behind him to Owen. Owen collected it, but was unable. There was a runner out, and then he was unable to execute a tomahawk to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, it did connect very well though. So first shot on goal for Namibia came from Owen Hatton, but just not on target.
So Namibia turned the ball over from a quick attack by SA, but once again SA turn it back, and they're now in the fourth quarter. Just again composing, holding the ball, not forcing the ball. I heard today with the ladies' game, someone was saying, don't force the ball, and it's absolutely right. You don't need to force the ball, through space, and that's not there.
That's true. And there's a good exhibition of not forcing the ball as it just calmly rolls down into the baseline there, and South Africa receive it, but unfortunately backstick there.
All right, so the Zimbabwean umpire has called Sean Irwin. He's given him a green card. I'm not exactly sure what that will be for.
even Sean himself is quite clueless as to what happened. He doesn't know what he's
Yeah.
done, but I guess
Well, funnily enough, Namibia keep the ball, so it wasn't on, on whatever they did there. It must have been an earlier infringement.
yeah, most definitely. I guess,
So let's have a look. They go to baseline. Sean is low in the tackle. I can't see it coming from there.
no, me neither. Must have been something he did. He did just before that.
Unless he chirped the umpire or something. Oh, okay. So that's a great run by JP, cutting off the line of the South African. That's going to be a yellow card. That's a big one for Namibia now. They need to take advantage of this this man down.
Green
So-
card for
Yeah, that was Sean Irwin's
Yeah,
green
yeah.
card.
But yeah, as it stands, both Namibia and South Africa have 10 men on the field.
There it is, a really bad tackle by number 2 from South Africa, Ruben Senzel. Yeah, coming in from behind, taking JP Brits out. So, although they're man down, yeah, there's the,
Green card.
it shows a green card.
There we go. Correction.
it's
Yellow
gone yellow.
card.
So even though they're man down, South Africa force another attack and look for an outcome. They've got a long corner. Namibia have got the edge on numbers, but they need to get out of that circle. Turn it over. Again, a great tackle from Giovanni Andura. And Namibia have the advantage on the ball now.
It's just good stuff from Giovanni there at the back. I think he's
Really
won most of his duels against the
Yes.
South African forwards. Yeah, so he's backed here by JP Brits right behind him, and with the man down, with Sean out for a couple more minutes, I think Namibia will try and hopefully be as disciplined as they possibly can and not lose any more other players. And,
So what I'd like to see is yesterday when they were 1-0 down against Egypt, they pushed JP Brits a little bit higher into the midfield, took
Yeah.
him out of the back, where he became a lot more effective in that area, and he worked well with Christian Duran. So, yeah, I know they are man down, but, JP's the guy you want to back to create a few more attacks,
Yeah, most I think we did see his class at the World Cup in Croatia. I think you were there, Trevor, as his
Yeah.
coach, and I'm sure you know what he's capable up in front. And no doubt of his quality.
So the possession stats still in favour of South Africa, 72-28, and that's a reflection of the scoreline. Even though they're man down, they really are just composing, playing the ball around, going down the right or left flank. Dan Bucker with a great overhead into the circle, but JAC getting under the ball and turning it in favour of Namibia.
Yeah, good job by JAC there to not lose his
Yeah.
calm there right in front of his own goal, because it would have.
Okay, so Sean's back on now. That you can see JP starting to steal back into the midfield now, and yeah, I think with him there we might see a few more circle entries.
Yeah, hopefully things can change for Namibia in an attacking perspective, and I think
Just for the viewers though, it is really hot out there. Huh?
It is.
So I think now in this third chukka, the weather will be taking its toll on the players. We're just watching the highlights there of South Africa's attack. Namibia still have the ball. There's a big hit into the circle, trying to get an outcome. Playing it towards the goals, but the goalkeeper getting rid of it.
Yeah, and good pressure by Namibia there, right there, taking them into the corner. And turnover there, goes in Namibia's favour. Lassen will gladly take it. Sean switches play, right hand side.
So there they're troughing the ball. JAC looks to the right but gets blocked. Goes back to Matthew. They need to get a circle entry now. There's a baseline run. Ball gets played. Namibia looking to the umpire for a short corner, but nothing happening.
Yeah, no foul. I think South Africa were expecting it as well. They kind of took a second to pause there, but then they quickly changed the pace and then changed the defense into attack. South Africa, yeah, there's a goal scorer himself. 4 goals to his name, Jaden Brooker. South Africa not forcing any passes, no pressure on their side.
I really like the maturity of the SA players, you know, that there's no flashy play. Once they go towards the circle, they really start picking it up. Lita Cry trying his luck to get into the circle, but getting tackled by the Namibians.
Yeah, no, they did very well to shut him off there. I think Lita Cry was hoping for a bit of showcase on his part because he is quite a skillful player. But I must say, for an under-21 tournament, these kids are very disciplined on the ball, and they're not really showboating here. They're not showing off. It's good, disciplined hockey. Sean skips Handura, goes to JAC.
Jack Fourie looking for Maddie Luston down the line, but unable to make that connection. Jack is a big boy. He's a strong boy. I mean, that slap of his, you could,
Yeah, I could.
I would make more use of it.
Could break someone's bones there, you know. I think.
All right, so it looks like Dan Buck has been taken off and been given a break. He's been on the field for quite a while, controlling the central trough. And once again, South Africa looking to run down the outlets, the flank, and if it gets blocked, they just bring the ball back and patiently build up once again. So I think at this stage, see, what I'd like to see is Namibia being a bit more aggressive now in the press. You 6-0 down, you know, I think you've got nothing to lose. You need to take the game to SA.
Yeah, true. I think at this point, I mean, it's the third chaka, about 5 minutes left to play. They can definitely change the tempo a bit and change things.
There is one thing we must remember, though. It's a round robin, all right?
Yeah.
So goals will count at some stage. So maybe they're looking at just keeping the goal difference down, you know, so that it could play in their favor when it comes down to the playoff spots.
Yeah, most definitely, Trevor. I mean, if it is a round robin, then I think goals conceded can actually play a big part in the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't want any mishaps when it comes to goal difference.
So maybe they don't want to open up and quite happy to keep the goal or the score line as low as possible. South Africa attacking the circle. There it is. The man of the match so far.
I would say, yeah. Gets another
shorty.
for his team.
He's working shorties for himself right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he'll step up. So.
And good job from South Africa to try and get as many short corners as they can and convert as many as they can as well, because they've been doing such a good job in that department.
I think you got to back him. He's putting it in the back of the net. Why would you want to do anything else, you know?
Yeah, as you said earlier, Trevor, you know, if it's not broken, no need to fix it.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to give Ross a chance, or?
I don't think so. Not yet.
They're going to stick with the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big, unfortunately, a retake there. I mean, good running from Namibia there. They broke pretty early and got there in time to block a shot from Jaden.
So that's Gerard Meiberg asking the umpire for a, you know, maybe a turnaround on that blow, but he did go low and dived into the, you know, put his body on the line, and I think the height of the ball was quite low, so stays in favour of South Africa.
This could be their chance to change it around a bit.
No, they're going with Jaden, and there it goes. He once again proves how good he is on that drag flip, and again into that right corner. I mean. Left corner, right corner.
Our left, they're right.
They're right. Namibia's right.
Namibia's right.
Yeah.
I think by now they should know this. I think there should be no exception for them to just assume that he would change it up. I mean, this is now 5 goals that he scored now in the same corner.
I wonder if you wouldn't consider putting someone on the line there even, you know.
I think, that would be, that should work, you know, if he just stands right there by the post.
Or even put your number 2 goalie there as well.
Have both of
Sacrifice a
them.
player.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, South Africa again 7-0 ahead, controlling the play. They turn the ball over. Namibia, they're just outside the 4th quarter. JP Brits gets the ball, gets it into the circle. They're looking to get something out of it. But once again, South African defense so composed and just win the ball back. And there's no rush to take the 16. When everybody sets up, they can start playing and throwing it around.
Yeah, it's very good work from them, I must say. I mean, they're not very worried. They're very calm on the ball. Here we go. Namibia gets on the attack now. Giovanni leaves it for Matthew Lassen.
So Namibia still in a 4-back, I mean, you're 7 goals down. You should really push one of those centre backs into the midfield. Try boost your numbers because you want to go forward, you want to attack. It's no need to stand and defend all day. But as I said to you, unless the coaching staff are happy to just try keep the score line down, as much as possible.
Yeah, I think at this point now they should do that. Now, if they concede more short corners, I think they should now try and hopefully not concede as many goals now. And score hopefully a few more for themselves.
So Matthew Lassen working the ball with Gerard Meiberg. Now the bypass to JAC. There's a strong pass to the flank. South African dives in, pushes it out. And I think that's Owen Hatton who has the ball on the line. Off they go again. Sorry, it's Krano Weber. Again, the ball goes back. Sean Irwin looking to pass the ball wide. Now they're in the baseline area, trying to get it into the circle. Gerard Meiberg. Unfortunately, the South Africans push it out once again.
Yeah, good defense from there. Not too.
So there's what we spoke about, those connections. It's being able to understand each other. When you're doing those 1-2s, you need to have good connections. Unfortunately, Namibia giving the ball away once again.
Yeah, no, it's a bit unfortunate. I think when you're 7 goals down in the third quarter, I think you kind of like lose your morale and your confidence as well.
Absolutely.
Like things start not working and.
All right, so the end of the third quarter, the score remains in favour of South Africa. They're slowly but surely building up that score line. Although Namibia's had a few attacks, nothing that's really blown us away, and the outcomes haven't been forthcoming.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing sound from the host side in this game so far. I mean, they've played 3 quarters. Only 1 shot on goal by Owen Atten, the 1 short corner that they had, and nothing that's kept us at the edge of our seats. South Africa have been coasting through this game very comfortably. And
so, the highlights, once again, the South African PC team are just working that ball into the back of the net. They are banking Brooker to put it away, and he's giving them he's giving them what they're looking for, and that's just to put the ball in the back of the net. That's the only PC Namibia got. Why they went for the variation, I don't know. JP's performance last night and those last 2 shorties he put away against Namibia, I would have backed him to go 1. Test the runners, test the goalie, So.
Especially since it was their first one, I think they should have just kept it simple. Got 1 goal back and then kept their heads up. But I guess they went for the fancy stuff, for the impossible. Didn't really benefit them in the end. Just a couple more short corners for you there from showcasing South Africans and South Africa's excellence, especially from Mr. Jaden Brooker there.
Yeah. I don't think television gives the speed of his drag flick justice. So, you have to go stand, for the viewers out there, you need to go stand behind those goals and watch that ball coming at you to realize how quick it's coming. For a goalkeeper who's padded, not being able to get there, you've got to have some pace on that ball.
That's true. I mean, if it was as slow as it seems now on television, then I mean, the goalkeeper would have been. He would have had a good.
You would have got to it.
Yeah.
But again, I must compliment the umpires. The officials in all the games have been really, really good, T.
They have.
I mean, even in this game, there have been cards given for, for offences, but nothing drastic. They're just keeping the players in the game intact, and it's been a pleasure to watch. When players are respectful of the umpires because they're playing so well.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing to watch. They've had a few chirps and stuff. Like I know the umpire, the Zim umpire, talked to the Namibian and the South African player at some point.
Yeah,
good comms from them, and it's good to watch.
All right, so for the viewers out there that might have just joined us, we're now in the fourth quarter of the South Africa versus Namibia Junior Africa Cup game. South Africa leads 7-0. A comfortable lead. They've been throwing the ball. They haven't done anything drastic. They haven't rushed the tempo. All they've done is thrown the ball around, created outcomes, and scored goals from it. The majority of the goals have come from set pieces. Jaden Brooker has been the kingpin in those penalty corners, and he's put, I think, 5 away now.
Yeah, about five. I think Jaden Brooker did put or maybe 6 by now, because.
So there's again another. Sorry to interrupt, but there's an attack by Namibia. Christian Duran having an opportunity, but not being able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think now Namibians have a lot to play for in the last 15 minutes of the game. As you can see now that they've got 13 minutes to play in the last checker.
Yeah, well, they've got nothing to lose. They are 7-0 down, so maybe they can open up a bit, but I think maybe a cause too late.
Yeah, perhaps so, hey Trevor, because I think if anything would have changed, it should have changed like maybe 2 checkers ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are live and direct here from a cloudy but sunny Windhoek at the Davin Astro hockey turf here in at Windhoek High School. And yeah, on exhibition today we've got South Africa against Namibia. The hosts take on the Giants of Southern Africa. As you can see, the Giants are showcasing their strengths here. 7 goals up. Yeah, it's a bit sad for the hosts that they haven't got any points on the scoreboard just yet. But I mean, with about 12 more minutes left to play, things can change. And yeah, who knows what to expect.
So Namibia definitely are opening up a little bit. They're attacking the right flank, but again, turn over their own ball. South Africa take advantage. They now create the attack, counter-attack, and there's so much space available to their key players. There's an overhead into the circle, well pulled out by Sean Irwin. Gerard Mayberg wins the ball. South Africa, managed to get it back, and they're just outside the Namibian circle now, into the 25, trying to force it into the circle.
It's a bit sad to see that we haven't seen much of our own players, our own Namibian players showcase their true talent here, because as you said at the beginning of the game, there are some very good players in this team. Like Christian Duran, you said against Egypt, he showed a good exhibition of skill. But
so there the umpire called a short corner, but corrected by the opposite umpire. I think the obstruction was outside the circle, rightfully so. SA playing looks like a set piece, bringing it out, playing it wide, and then entering once again with all the space there. Great dribble inside, little touch, and there's the finish. Lita Cry.
Yeah, Lita Cry gets his name on the scoreboard. As expected, this man is quite the prolific goal scorer. We did see his quality in Croatia at the Indoor World Cup. And
so this is only South Africa's second field goal. They've scored 2 field goals now, and 6 short corners. But there it is. Goalie makes the save, and who's waiting for the second phase? Lita Cry.
Lita Cry is there. He's present and ready for it. Giovanni just bumping heads with the other South African player here, knocking him over.
But there's the sportsmanship of the game, and I think that's what the tournament's been about this week, or this weekend. There he is, knocks the South African down, the SA guy gets back up, and they shake hands, and game carries on.
Yeah, it's good to see that. No bad blood between them. No fights, nothing. Clean game of hockey.
So then Namibia again trying to force it towards the circle, but SA turn it over.
Yeah, I think position has just slightly changed in Namibia's favor. What would you say, Trevor?
No, T, definitely. They are, putting a lot more pressure on, but South Africa haven't changed their game plan. They might have changed their players around, but they're just so composed. Chuck the ball around into the free space. They're not even eliminating, or there's like a 1v1 elimination, but most times it's just that passing,
Yeah, it's a simple hockey. It's good to know that like all 11 or all 10 field players are all on the same wavelength. They're playing the same kind of hockey. They all understand each other. They all have the exact same expectations from each other. So good stuff to see.
And then when they get into that last quarter just outside the circle, then the skill comes out.
Yeah, you see the likes of Lita cry, and a bit sad that Jaden Brooks is a defender, but I think if he was a forward, he would have definitely showed us a overhead there from Owen, gets intercepted by South African's defender. Giovanni will happily take this over the line.
I think he's going to back himself up with a little bit of skill, but he's tackled by the South Africans. They turn it over. Now there's a quick attack.
Yeah, I think fatigue is starting to get to the best of the players here.
There's the 3D skill down the baseline by the South Africans. Ball is played out, but they'll only get a long corner out of it. So South Africa leads 8-0 in the last quarter with 8.5 minutes to go. South Africa just really passing the ball wide, running down the flanks, and then as they get into that last quarter, they attack the circle to try and get an outcome. 6 of the 8 goals have been scored by set pieces. Jaden Brooker has been exceptional on the top of the D today. And Namibia has not had an answer to his drag flick.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean they did change around the goalie at half time, but that didn't seem to work, as he just same place, same time, or not same time, but same direction, and it still got the best of both goalies. There he is, man of the match as it stands, Mr. Jaden Brooker. Just catching his feet there.
Yeah, Namibia putting a bit of pressure on the back too, and it paid off. They turned the ball over. They have advantage now at the halfway line. But once again, troughing the ball patiently.
Yeah, no sense of urgency from the Namibian players for some reason. I mean, 8 goals down, 1 or 2 goals wouldn't kill them, Good 3D skills from JP Blitz as he attacks the circle, but unfortunately meets a stick of a South African player. And yeah.
Oh, there's obstruction. Surely, Mr. Umpire. No, umpire doesn't think so. Oh, he brings it back for the obstruction. Third party by SA. JP takes the ball, plays it wide. Namibia have a chance to enter the circle. Off South African stick for a long corner. Yeah, I just think at 8-0 down in last quarter, you really need to just pick up the tempo and take chances.
Yeah, and change some stuff around, hopefully not change the game plan, definitely. I think
and there it is. They get the ball into the circle, and who's on the end of it? Jaden Brooker.
Yeah.
Patiently dribbles it out, turns it over. South Africa have a 16.
They collect, and then possession changes again. Good interception there by JAC.
Yeah, but again, a steal from the South African. You know, you have to think quicker on the ball at this level. See,
Yeah.
you know, if you hesitate, they'll be on you, and they'll we call it pickpocketing.
And they don't waste any time with that. Hey, once possession's been changed, you know, they try and fight so hard to get the ball back.
I think we asked one of the girls after their first game, or you know, having played against someone, and still young, hasn't played at this level, and we said, so how do you find it? Her comment was that you know, by the time you get the ball, there are players on top of you. You know, you don't have time like at school or at club hockey to think about what you're going to do with the ball. You know.
Yeah, I guess the pressure there is quite something to definitely take heed of, you know, because you can't come at international level and expect the same sort of.
Absolutely not. It's a different animal.
It is.
So my only concern with a game like this now, and looking at Namibia's, you know, where they are, because I really, maybe they really are trying to keep the goal, you know, the goal average down by.
Yeah.
But if you qualify and go to India for the World Cup, you will be playing against international teams, you know, from Europe and wherever, Oceania, Asia, that are, if not as good, if not better than South Africa.
Yeah.
Now, if you're struggling against South Africa, then, you know, I don't want to see you when you play against Germany, Australia, or Holland, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, when you go into a tournament like this, you must be benchmarking yourself to take on South Africa and give a good account of yourself, you know.
Yeah, most definitely, because, you know, South Africa, even though they are a neighboring country, you know, they do stand up there.
All right, so Namibia, so there's Christian Duran once again on the break, but a great tackle by the South Africans and turning the ball over. There was a hint of brilliance coming, but South Africa just once again showed their defensive skill.
Yeah, it was a good turn of possession there for Namibia, but I think South Africa just matched that really quickly by that tackle there, and then changed possession right away. You know, they don't waste any time.
But Chris Duran did the right thing. He had to take the players on. There was no pass available. He backed himself, but unfortunately the South Africans got the edge.
Yeah, fortunately that was the case, but yeah, good thinking from him. And there he goes again, Mr. Christian Duran. He sees the pass and he switches
It's
play.
a great switch of pass. Unfortunately, Darren was unable to get there. Just Darren.
Yeah, that is Darren.
Yeah.
Darren Ensland, unfortunately.
Yeah, a great ball, but maybe a bit of a big ask from Christian.
Yeah, this point of the game, I mean, 3 minutes in the last quarter, and I think...
the legs are shut.
Yeah, shame. Hopefully a good recovery session for the boys after this can allow them to recharge for their next games on Monday. As tomorrow we do have a rest day, and yeah.
So the South African team are looking really composed. I think they are comfortable with where they are. You know, you're not even seeing them chasing goals. You know, I think they're quite happy.
Yeah.
They'll continue playing like this and bank the 8. You know, the 8-0 if they have to.
I think with about 2 minutes left to play, I think there's definitely enough time for a couple more for them. Or 1 or 2 more, I would say.
There's Damien not attacking the circle. Unfortunately, his cross wasn't successful. JP Brits has the ball in the pocket. Damien not trying to win it back. JP patiently trying to get it out and then wins the obstruction.
Good job there from JP, as he was just surrounded by 2 players. Christian Duran,
Christian, again, like yesterday, working very hard in this last chukka. He's trying to get them, you know, to at least get some, to win something in the circle. And there he is again, waiting for it, getting it. Unfortunately, a lifted ball into the circle, and possession goes SA's way again.
So it kind of seems like they're panicking just a bit there, Namibia, as they get on the counter attack, and they're kind of like losing their heads and are not really communicating very well amongst themselves, you know.
So Namibia can bank this one. I think they felt their tournament starts tomorrow. You know, they had an important game against Egypt, which they won.
Mm-hmm.
But their focus now will be from next week, Monday, their tournament really starts to try secure that second spot.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they still have Zim and Zambia to play, and it's going to be quite interesting for them. As you know, Zim are definitely a strong side, not the strongest side, but I think they did play a friendly just before this tournament started, and Namibia just edged them with a 2-1 win. But it would be good to see that they do hopefully get the edge over Zimbabwe in their next game.
So there's Damien not attacking the Namibian circle, and one of the Namibians going with the stick tackle, but an obstruction.
Yeah, with about 30 seconds left to play, South Africa will get another short corner, and yeah, who knows? Maybe they just might make it 9. What do you think, Trevor? Do you think the man himself there is going to take it?
I think he's going to back himself to put it in the back of the net, T. So yeah, he's already scored 6 of the 8 goals.
Yeah.
I don't see, I like the approach because I think too many coaches try things and players look at alternatives. This guy's on form, you got to back him.
Yeah.
Even with 30 seconds to go and 8-0 on the board, why not take another one?
Yeah, if not, why not, eh?
There's the injection, and there he is, Booker.
Good job by
Good job,
Lyle
Brace.
Yeah,
And
he knew where to be.
And what did he do? He actually stepped onto that post. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was ready.
He was already waiting for the drag. So well done to Lyle. That's really good. Good goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was very good job from him, I must say. And that's the end of the game. Yeah, it ends South Africa 8, Namibia 0.
Yeah, a really enjoyable game. Unfortunately, South Africa have shown their class today. I don't know if the tactics from Namibia were the right thing to do. Only the coaching staff will know when they go back to the drawing board tonight and look at the game. And I think they'll be happy that this game's now under the belt. But it really wasn't. It was a game of one side today.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, the score definitely reflects that. I think in a few seconds we'll see the stats as well, and then we can have a good chat about that.
Yeah, so to all the viewers out there, you're watching the Junior Africa Cup on NBC Live. Namibia versus South Africa. We're watching the highlights of the game, and South Africa have won the game 8-0, but they were really dominant today. Namibia tried everything, but they just came at them. Lita Cry just finishing and scoring that the 8th goal. I think the dominance was really in the patience of South Africa throwing the ball, at the back, getting it around. They also played with 3 at the back, which gave them the extra numbers, in the midfield and up front.
Yeah. As we saw, that they were very calm, they were very collected, weren't worried at the back.
And there's the man of the match. This was the last shorty he took, and Lyle Brace had moved across and saved it. So, but he scored 6 goals today, all drag flicks, and he has to be man of the match.
Yeah, most definitely. As I was asking you, Trevor, I think if they had sort of read that from the first short corner, I think we would have had maybe 4 or 5 goals less.
They could have saved it. Yeah. Anyway, so to all the viewers, you've missed a game of where South Africa dominated. You can see they had 70% possession, 25 circle penetrations, 14 shots of goal, and from that they got 8 goals. And of the 12 penalty corners, man of the match sat 6 of them. 50% at this level is not a bad conversion rate.
Oh, definitely.
On the cards, again, a really pleasant game to watch. There was no malice out there. It was played in good spirit. The umpires controlled the game. And, those cards are just a reflection of, hard tackling and
some physicality here,
getting stuck in, but nothing malice.
It was a good game. The boys were very disciplined on both parts, As you said, the boys were just a bit physical, which is why they got the cards there. But good display of hockey there.
So for the viewers out there, if you've missed this one or just joined us, South Africa men beat Namibia 8-0. We will be going into a break just now, but the next game is Namibia ladies versus Zimbabwe. we can have a look at the program there. First game was South Africa beat Zambia 19-0, the ladies. The men, Zimbabwe, a really good game against Zambia, won 2-1, scoring their second and winning goal with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Then Kenya, Egypt game was such an exciting game. In the last quarter, Kenya were 4-2 ahead, and then Egypt came back at them to draw the game. And the game we've just watched and finished, South Africa convincingly beating Namibia 8-0.
Yeah.
Tournament favourites, number one in Africa. They really showed today what they like.
Yeah, I mean, what more would you have expected from them? I mean, yeah, 8 goals just really shows you their dominance here in Southern African hockey, or in African hockey in general.
Hockey.
Like, yeah.
And then, the games coming up. The Namibia ladies will be taking on a very important game. This is really the game that could take one of the teams into that second spot, or secure a second spot. And it could actually mean that they can go through to the final even, you know.
Yeah.
So name is at 7 o'clock is the last game tonight. All right, we thank all the viewers for watching. We're going into break, and hope to see you in the next game at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and then from me and my lead commentator, Mr. Trevor Cormack, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And to all those watching at home, please stick around. In about half an hour, you will witness the Namibian ladies take on the Zimbabwean ladies.
Behind every victory, there's a story. Behind every loss, a